My neighbor cursed me for using my own yard. Well, I'm going to use it even more. My husband and I have lived in our townhouse for the last 3 years with our 2 well-behaved 60-pound dogs. When we moved in, I had this sweet vision in my head of sunny weekends spent in the backyard, coffee in hand, dogs rolling in the grass, maybe a little patio garden one day. But that dream got derailed fast. Just before our neighbors moved in, I was attacked by a dog while walking. It left more than just a physical scar. It dug deep into my mind. For 2.5 years, any barking dog would trigger panic attacks. I stopped going outside unless I absolutely had to. Even my own yard became a place I avoided. Then the neighbors arrived with 4 dogs, 3 tiny yappy chihuahuas and 1 hyper-reactive Australian shepherd that treated the shared fence like a battleground. Every time I'd take a timid step into the yard, they'd explode, snarling, barking, slamming against the fence like they were trying to tear through it. My dogs, socialized and chill, would just stare and look back at me like, are we still playing fetch? Or I wanted to keep the peace, so I'd always be the one to retreat. If their dogs were out, I'd herd mine back inside and wait until it was quiet again. I told myself it was temporary, that someday I'd reclaim the yard. That someday came this year after a lot of therapy and healing. I started spending weekends outside again. My dogs were finally getting to play in the yard without me panicking. If the neighbors' dogs came out, I still brought mine in. Out of habit and politeness, I didn't want drama, just peace. Then came Sunday. Same routine, dogs out, barking. I start to bring mine in, and I hear it. The neighbor, muttering under her breath, "Keep your fucking door shut." And that was it. This woman and her pack of screamers had made my yard unusable for 2 years. And now that I was finally back outside, she had the nerve to be mad. Not because my dogs were barking, they weren't. Not because they were causing a problem, they weren't. Just because we existed on the other side of a fence? Nah, so I changed the game. Now, when her dogs start losing their minds, I stay put. I grab the ball and toss it for mine. I sit in a chair with a book or just soak up the sun. My dogs? Totally unbothered. Meanwhile, her 4 are in full meltdown mode, sprinting in circles, barking at ghosts, and completely ignoring her commands. She ends up stomping out of the house, trying to wrangle them back inside while glaring in my direction. I just smile and toss the ball again. 3 days into this new routine, and the change in her is visible. She looks tired, annoyed, like the chaos she created is suddenly inconvenient. Wild how that works. I had patio furniture delivered yesterday, a cute little setup with bright cushions and a matching umbrella. I put it all together that afternoon while her dogs screamed through the fence. Today, I added a Bluetooth speaker and let some jazz play while I did yoga on the grass. My dogs sprawled out, sunbathing like royalty. Later this week, I'm ordering planters and maybe even some solar lights for the fence. I'm reclaiming every inch of the yard that I let go unused for far too long. And when the evenings roll in, I stay out longer. Sometimes I take video calls outside just to soak up the golden hour. Her dogs still go ballistic, but now the neighborhood can see that it's her animals causing the commotion, not mine. If things stay this loud, I'm thinking about hosting a doggy playdate. I've already started chatting with the neighbor 2 doors down. Turns out her golden retriever loves to play and also gets barked at whenever they go in the yard. We might start doing weekend dog brunches together. Muffins for us, toys for the dogs, and a front row seat to our neighbor, realizing that maybe being rude wasn't the best idea. Eventually, I might put up a privacy screen along the fence, not to give in, but to give me more peace. But not yet. For now, I want her to see that I'm done hiding. Her curse didn't scare me. It motivated me. She wanted me to shut my door? Nah, I'm opening it wider. And the dogs? They're having the time of their lives.